The 1970s. Watergate unfolded, disco emerged, and the Vietnam War finally ended. Amid this turbulent decade, certain songs captured lightning in a bottle, creating career-defining moments for artists who would never repeat their success. Let's go. It's the sound of summer itself, that infectious rhythm, the jug band instrumentation, and Ray Dorsett's distinctive vocal delivery. In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry sold over 30 million copies worldwide, becoming one of the best-selling singles of all time. What many listeners don't realize is just how quickly this global phenomenon came together. Ray Dorsett, living in England and working a day job as an engineering lab technician, wrote the entire song in approximately 10 minutes on a sunny afternoon in 1968. "I was just thinking about summertime," Dorsett explained in a 1975 interview, about the drives along the coast and just that feeling of freedom you get when the weather turns warm. "In the Summertime" was recorded with makeshift instruments, including a T-chest bass and washboard for percussion. There were no drums on the track, just hands clapping on thighs to keep the rhythm. Released in May of 1970, the song exploded globally, hitting #1 in more than 24 countries. In the UK, it spent 7 weeks at the top spot, while in America, it peaked at #3. Despite pressure from his record label to create more songs in the same vein as In the Summertime, Dorsett insisted on following his own creative instincts. He fired original band members who disagreed with his vision and refused to conform to what radio programmers wanted. Today, at 78 years old, Ray Dorsett still performs under the Mungo Jerry name, primarily at European festivals where In the Summertime remains a guaranteed crowd pleaser. He's released over 20 albums throughout his career, but acknowledges that nothing has eclipsed his first massive hit. Now, here's something that might surprise you. The lyric, "Have a drink, have a drive," later drew significant criticism for seemingly promoting drinking and driving, especially in the United States. When questioned about this, Dorsett simply shrugged it off, saying the line was just reflecting the more relaxed attitudes of the era, not advocating unsafe behavior. Hey friends, we're just getting started, but go ahead and share this video with your friends from back in the day. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. That iconic Ooga Chaka chant is probably playing in your head right now. Blue Suede's version of Hooked on a Feelin' topped the charts in 1974, becoming one of the decade's most distinctive hits with its tribal-inspired intro and energetic delivery. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. What many don't know is that this Swedish group was covering a song that had already been a hit twice before. Originally recorded by B.J. Thomas in 1968, the song reached #5 on the Billboard charts in a much gentler arrangement. Released in their native Sweden in 1973 and in the U.S. in 1974, the song shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, selling over 1 million copies. The recording process was remarkably straightforward. "We recorded it in just a few hours," band member Tommy Berglund recalled in a 2014 interview. "We'd been performing it live and it just worked. The audience response was immediate. When we took it to the studio, we captured that same energy." The breakthrough in America was somewhat accidental. Capitol Records executive Denny Rosenkrantz heard the song while visiting Stockholm and immediately recognized its potential for the American market. He convinced the label to release it in the U.S., where it quickly became a sensation. Blue Suede's follow-up singles, including covers of Never My Love and Silly Millie, failed to capture American interest, despite modest success in Europe. By 1975, the group had disbanded, with Skiffs returning to his solo career in Sweden. Hooked on a Feelin' experienced a major revival when it was featured prominently in the 1992 film Reservoir Dogs, and again in 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy, introducing the song to new generations. Interestingly, the tribal chanting that made the song famous was considered controversial by some critics who viewed it as cultural appropriation, though such concerns were rarely raised in the 1970s. While Blue Suede may be remembered internationally for just one hit, their brief moment of global fame created a musical earworm that continues to resonate nearly 5 decades later. That fuzzy guitar riff is unmistakable, distorted, deliberate, and unlike anything else on the radio when it was released. Norman Greenbaum's Spirit in the Sky crossed over into the 1970s chart, peaking at number 3 in 1970 and selling over 2 million copies with its unique blend of gospel lyrics, hand claps, and psychedelic guitar work. The song's creation story defies expectations. Greenbaum, a Jewish man from Massachusetts, wrote an explicitly Christian-themed song after watching Porter Wagoner sing a gospel number on television. "I was watching Porter Wagoner, and he had these singers in white robes," Greenbaum explained in a 2011 interview. "I thought, I could do that, even though I didn't know anything about gospel music. So I made up what I thought was a gospel song with my limited knowledge." The recording of Spirit in the Sky was notable for its groundbreaking guitar sound. Greenbaum used a Fender Telecaster with a fuzzbox effect through a Vox Continental organ amplifier to achieve the distinctive distorted tone. Released in late 1969, the song gradually climbed the charts, peaking in April of 1970. Its success was multinational, reaching number 1 in the UK, Germany, and Australia. The track has been featured in over 60 films, countless commercials, and has sold over 30 million copies worldwide between its original release and various reissues. Despite the massive success of Spirit in the Sky, Greenbaum was never able to produce another hit of similar magnitude. His follow-up singles, Canned Ham and California Earthquake, barely dented the charts. His self-titled album failed to capitalize on the success of its lead single. Today, Norman Greenbaum is 80 years old and lives modestly in Northern California. Though he faced financial challenges over the years, the continued use of Spirit in the Sky in films and commercials has provided ongoing income. He still occasionally performs at small venues and festivals. In 2015, Greenbaum was involved in a serious car accident that left one person dead and several injured, including Greenbaum himself. He eventually recovered from his injuries, but has maintained a low profile since the incident. It's a song that literally made music history, not just for its chart performance, but for launching MTV when it became the first music video ever broadcast on the network on August the 1st of 1981. The Buggles' Video Killed the Radio Star perfectly encapsulated a pivotal moment in entertainment, predicting the very visual revolution it would later help inaugurate. Released in September of 1979, the song reached number 1 in 16 countries, though it peaked at a respectable but modest number 40 in the U.S. Its prophetic lyrics about technology changing entertainment became self-fulfilling when MTV adopted it as the perfect statement to launch their revolutionary channel. Despite the massive success of Video Killed the Radio Star, the Buggles failed to produce another international hit of similar magnitude. Their follow-up singles, Living in the Plastic Age and Clean Clean, performed modestly in some European countries, but made little impact elsewhere. What makes the Buggles different from most one-hit wonders is that their disappearance was largely by design. Shortly after their debut album, The Age of Plastic, both Horn and Downs were invited to join the progressive rock band Yes in 1980. The Buggles effectively ceased to exist as an active group, just as their hit was still charting in various countries. Jeff Downs stayed with Yes briefly before forming Asia, another successful group that scored hits with Heat of the Moment and Only Time Will Tell. Trevor Horn, meanwhile, transformed the music industry from behind the scenes, producing landmark albums for Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Grace Jones, and Seal, among many others. His production company, ZTT Records, became a major force in 1980s pop music. Today, Downs continues to perform with Asia and Yes, while Horn remains an in-demand producer and occasional performer. Both men, now in their 70s, have enjoyed long, successful careers in music, though the Buggles remains a brief but significant chapter in their professional lives. The legacy of Video Killed the Radio Star extends far beyond its chart performance. As the musical harbinger of the MTV revolution and a thoughtful meditation on how technology changes art, it stands as one of the most self-aware one-hit wonders in pop history. It's one of those songs that seems to emanate pure joy, a gentle, swaying melody with lyrics celebrating togetherness under the stars. Yet, Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest emerged from an experience of violence and trauma that few listeners would ever suspect.
We get it almost every night when that moon gets.
This song reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 in early 1973. Its uplifting message and distinctive keyboard hook making it an enduring favorite on oldie stations and film soundtracks decades after its release. The origins of Dancing in the Moonlight began not with King Harvest, but with songwriter Sherman Kelly, who composed the track in 1969 during recovery from a harrowing attack. While visiting the Caribbean island of St. Croix, Kelly was brutally assaulted by a gang, suffering injuries so severe that he required extended hospitalization. "I was envisioning an alternate reality," Kelly later explained about writing the song during his recovery, "a place where violence and hatred didn't exist, where people from all walks of life could come together under the moonlight and just dance. It was the world I wished existed after experiencing the opposite." Released on the small Perception label in 1972, the song became a classic sleeper hit, gradually gaining momentum until it peaked on the charts in February of 1973. Its message of unity and joy resonated in an America still processing the social divisions of the late 60s and early 70s. Internal agreements about musical direction further complicated matters, with some members wanting to push toward a harder rock sound, while others preferred the smoother style exemplified by their hit. By 1974, the original lineup had dissolved. Several band members later joined Orleans, another group straddling the line between rock and melodic pop, who had achieved success with hits like Still the One. Others drifted into session work or left the music industry altogether. Today, the surviving members of King Harvest occasionally reunite for special performances, though they've largely pursued separate paths. Ron Altbach worked for many years with Beach Boy Mike Love, while other members have maintained careers as session musicians or pivoted to different industries entirely. The enduring appeal of Dancing in the Moonlight lies in how it transformed personal trauma into universal joy, creating a musical vision of harmony that continues to resonate with listeners seeking a brief escape into a more perfect world. Hey friends, there you have it. What happened to 5 artists that produced one-hit wonders in the 1970s? So you don't miss a beat, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your music-loving friends.